getting into the program, having a community, having feedback from brothers with love, respect, but tough love sometimes because it is necessary. It's a game changer.
Hey everyone, I have Ryan here. He just came out of the implementation program and he's willing to share his experience and share some wins as well during his time. And Ryan, can you introduce yourself and tell us how you came across the program?
Yes, of course. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Shelbany. I'm 30 years old, I'm from Switzerland, and I came across the program basically by running into JK on the YouTube channel 5 years ago.
Nice. And were you going through anything particular, like you were struggling in certain areas in your life before you decided to join the program?
Yes, exactly. I was really struggling with my self-esteem, my relationship with women, my relations in my family with my dad and with my mom. I'm doing way better now thanks to the program, including, of course, and I'm way more comfortable and at ease with women and girls. It really feels good.
Oh, nice, man. You have a couple of wins there that we could dive into. So I was going to ask you the next question. What was like out of those three things you shared, what was the major win that you're like, man, I was struggling with this, and then boom, I'm like, I feel like I'm a different person. So can you expand a little bit, perhaps on the one on your family or perhaps the women one? Which one do you feel was like, man, this one gets me excited because I was struggling with this so long?
I will say, to be more global and not to sound too, I will say, philosophical, I was struggling with hope, basically. Like before joining the program, I was quite hopeless because I felt like there was no way out of this addiction, of this compulsive behavior. I felt trapped, lost, and just basically, hopeless.
Nah, man, I think that's a lot. That's what we started. The hopeless is because we have so many failures trying to get control over our sexual behavior, and that's what causes the hopeless feelings until you start obviously doing any system. In this case, the reboot system, we start stacking wins, right? We notice we preach that a lot. Hey, stack your wins, brothers, stack your wins, brothers. How did you overcome that? What tools did you use to like see a little bit of hope and then consistency in your reboot?
Yes, thanks for the questions, which is very good. I would say among all the tools we have at our disposal, I've used a lot the rational, irrational beliefs exercise because I still have to, but I specifically had to train myself to, to think more rationally in a more, clear-headed fashion because I was liking that. And I would say the dialoguing exercise was really, a game changer because it taught me to be more aware of my thoughts, my feelings, and to be able to understand my addiction better, way better.
Awesome. I love that. And so looking back now, what were your irrational thoughts and you challenged them with a rational belief? What was the main one that you would struggle with?
As for example, when it comes to my finances, I was always telling me that I was a loser. I was basically never be able to get to a place where I will be financially independent. I will never be able to land a full-time job, and I will keep struggling for my entire life with finances and with financial independence. To be honest with you, I'm still working on it. Of course, that's as part of my financial reboot capital, but I'm more hopeful. I have a plan and I am more driven, bold even, to achieve my goals in this area.
That's okay, brother. As long as it's crazy how before you were just like this overwhelming feeling of fuck, I'm a loser, I'm this, I'm not confident, I can't do it. To being able to see that, and honestly, you don't really have to change anything in the beginning because you just bring it to your awareness and then your belief systems gets challenged. And then once you're in that point, that's when okay, you know what? Your subconscious is saying, hey, you want to take some action here or what, buddy? And then you do it, right? You start implementing whatever that is, right? And the exercise is very helpful. I think a lot of brothers use that one as well. And that's great, man. Again, don't minimize your wins. That's a huge win because now you're taking the action and you're a young man yourself, right? To be able to do that, man, and not waste another year with that same mentality and belief system, hey, man, Awesome, bro. Thank you for sharing that. And so, next question, brother. Did you attend any of the reboot coaches? I know like Dr. Jessica, Milan, or Dr. Rankin. Did you
Mm,
attend any of those calls? And if you did, which one did you find most useful for your reboot?
to be honest with you, I strive to attend all of those at the beginning, basically for the first 3 months of my being in a program. But I think if I had to pick one, they are all amazing coaches, of course. I really appreciate their work and their support.
Of course.
It goes without saying. But I think the one I preferred the most was Dr. Rankin's session,
Nice.
because like Dr. Rankin is like a wise man, like a father you will have to have when you were struggling even more with your addiction, personal issues, and so on and so forth. And I think he's like a beacon of intelligence, wittiness, and humor as well, because I think he's very talented to give amazing advices. Of course, I would say talk about dark topics, very hard ones sometimes, but with a touch of humor, which I really appreciated.
Nice, bro. I know what you mean. He's a very cool guy to talk to. Just like,
Mm,
it is sometimes you're just listening. Maybe you even ask a question and you're there. Damn, I learned something.
exactly.
I'm gonna implement that myself. He's a cool guy. People watching here, Dr. Rankin, he's the man. So, thank you for sharing that. And next question, brother. I know you've been in a program for I would say a couple months, and before I believe you came from the public group, right? Is that correct? You came from like
Exactly.
to the
That's right.
yeah, I remember that. And before that, besides like the beliefs and the family and the dating, can you expand a little bit on the? I want to pick on the dating part for you right now. I was going to say like let's pick on that, or
Yeah.
the confidence in women, right? Because I know a lot of men struggle with that in the beginning of the reboot because of the obviously pornography use. So how did that start off for you? From man, I can't look at women to where did you end up at this point in your reboot? In that case,
I think for like most porn addicts, I was struggling with it because I kept objectifying them, putting them on a pedestal, as JK will put it. And it was really debilitating. And I was just too intimidated to talk to them in a rational, like cool-headed, and really like with no agenda fashion. And it was really painful to me not to be able to relate a healthy fashion with them. And when we understand our addiction, when we are on the path to rebooting, we learn to see them as basically as normal people with their struggles, problems, and so on.
like a
And we
human,
can
right?
relate more.
Like a human, right? Like really like humans. We're human.
Exactly. That's a
Yeah,
true human here. Exactly.
that's that's amazing, bro. I'm glad I asked you that question because that's the key thing. You're like, even though I know all of us or some of us, oh, when I get laid, this and that, but you're missing
Mhm.
the key components sometimes, like intimacy and human connection
Exactly.
are
Mm.
better, lasting, more consistent feelings that you could get rather than that one orgasm. But it's cool, man. I'm glad that you got that experience because you're right. Like, why are we putting we pretty much saying we devalue ourselves enough to be like, oh, I'll do anything on your behalf, just to get
Mm.
something from you. We're trying to take from, in this case, women. We're trying to take something from you, rather than providing or just giving.
Exactly.
I always tell these brothers, hey, I always have this mentality of giving and receiving, right? Never
Yep.
give and take, give and receive. If I
Exactly.
and you want to give, I receive it. I'm never gonna say no.
And if I can add anything, I think you mentioned Orestes like many times with other brothers in the testimonials, is that when you're a porn addict, when you struggle with porn addiction, you're acting weirdly, right? A little bit weird, a little bit off. And I think girls pick on this, right? They
Oh
feel
yeah,
it. And of
yeah.
course, it can ruin entire interactions for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do say that because it's all in a subconscious level. Because they pick their women is just women in general have
Mm.
this intuition of, oh man, this guy's weird, creep, some vibe. I'm like,
Exactly.
vibe, right? And being able to be like relaxed and a woman, because in this world, right, I live in the Western world here in the U.S.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, everyone's in their guard here. But yeah, when they meet someone where it's, hey, how you doing, this and that, oh, good. You could leave, be indifferent. That's very rare nowadays. That's weird.
Mm.
Oh man. But hey man, I'm glad you had that experience, bro. That's a major win. I thank you for sharing that. And let me ask you this question now. So let's say there's a brother here watching this. and they're like, man, you know what, I could relate to right here, man. I struggle with these things, but they're like
Hmm.
on the fence. They're like, man, you know what, I don't want to invest my time or energy or money. What is it? What would you tell that brother? What would you say to him?
I can only recommend this brother who is struggling whether or not to enter the program to think about to mull over like carefully the upsides to investing on himself, because at the end of the day it is his life, and if he's been struggling for many years in most cases with such a debilitating problem, he should fix it. He should take the time to invest in himself. And even in the program, imagine like between a year and a half and 2 years, you can get rid of it completely for you for the rest of your life. So that's a good investment. It might seem to take some time to reboot completely, but compared to the 15 years, 16 years, like 20 years we've been acting out, that's nothing, really.
That's a very good perspective. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, that's true. It's funny because we tend
Mhm.
to focus on like the future. Oh, 2 years, damn it. But no, like you can
Exactly.
really see change within the first 3 months. And in this
That's a
program,
very good point.
yeah, we don't even count days here. We don't recommend that. But the
Mhm.
fact that you share your wins in the group, getting validation in the beginning, I believe it's important. You don't really have hope in the beginning that much. There's a little speck of it, but it's not as like big as when you're consistently doing the program.
Mm,
So you're doing it for 90 days, right? You're like, oh man, you notice that your mindset's different. You're a little more confident. You're able to hold a conversation, whatever that is that you were struggling with. Like we tend to like now just focus on the future so much sometimes.
yeah.
But hey, put in the work, you're gonna see the results, right? It's a
Mm,
guarantee. But
mm,
like again, it
exactly.
takes courage to even face some of the things that may come up for someone. But Ryan here is a great example. He's super honest, super engaging in the community on Facebook. I wasn't surprised when brothers see progress because they're relating, right? Having a community to be able to share, brothers, it's a huge thing. So
Mm.
I'll just talk your ear off there, but go ahead. You want to say something, Ryan?
Yes, please. Just for the sake of the program, because to be honest, before joining the program, I had been trying to implement by myself. But to be honest, getting into the program, having a community, having feedback from brothers with love, respect, but tough love sometimes because it is necessary, it's a
Yeah.
game changer. It's a game changer. I think there is nothing to replace it.
That's true. And if you join one of the Tuesday live calls, you will experience tough love from yeah, we don't fuck around here. Hey, I like that. Final question, brother.
Yeah.
How would you describe your overall experience with the program in one word? What would you say?
I would say resilience.
I like it. Thank you. All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for watching this interview with Ryan. He's an amazing brother. And I hope to see you guys in the next interview. Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to actually get a free copy of my book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men, where you'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I learned over the past 14 years, as well as get strategies for putting together your own personalized reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video to get the free ebook. And thirdly, if you're not sure where you'd like to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, or you'd like to spend time with more like-minded professionals like entrepreneurs, business owners, men who work in sales or consulting or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join the group in the description below this video. And finally, if you need our help right now because you have a burning issue, it's an emergency. Your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally. You're about to lose your relationship and you want to live up to your potential or be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, then click on the link in the description below this video that actually says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.